This lecture is based on the very basic concept between physical state and the chemical state, or we also term it as physical or chemical changes. Apart from that, these two changes are related to mixture and compound. Maybe these are closely related to each other, like whenever there is a chemical change, there is a formation of a mixture. Whenever there is a physical change, there is a formation of a compound. But wait, whether they have the direct reaction, direct relation, whether the physical change occurred creates a mixture and chemical change occurred and creates a compound. That depends. To understand the concept of all these four terms, we first have to look at two examples, and after that you'll be able to directly relate or crossly relate these terms. So let's get started. First of all, take two types of sheets. First one can be a simple paper, but the second one, the silver one, is basically a metal sheet. What you have to do is to simply cut it down. Now mix it. After that, what you have to do is to simply take it and place it beside the magnet. Now, as you all know, the magnet has a north pole and a south pole. These are basically directions. One thing that I want to tell you is that the magnet, if it is break it down, just suppose that I am breaking it from here. Now what do you think? What will happen? Will it become only the north pole? Or this one only the south pole? No. A magnet has a property which makes it direction by their own self. Like this is a full magnet, that's why it has this one north pole, this one south pole. Just suppose that we have cut it down here like this. So now this will be its south pole and this will be its north pole. Interesting, isn't it? Okay, let's come back to our example and place it beside or in front of these mixture that we have made. Oops, I've stated mixture. Let's see, it is a mixture or a compound. Now what do you think what will happen? Everyone knows that these metallic sheets will be attracted towards the North Pole. Now, is this a proper composition that we have made? The mixture that we have made? No. So, what do you think? What is this? This is basically a mixture. And what kind of change it is? It is a physical change. Remember one thing. A physical change makes a mixture. Why? Because the things are being changed physically, not compositely. Like, I'm not changing and melting these two metals and A4 paper and then mixing it. I am simply cutting it down, and then when I made a mixture and then I place a magnet on it, what happens? Simply all the sheets are attracted towards the magnet. So there is a breakage between the composition, the attraction that we made between the paper and the metal. Now these type of mixtures are basically called physical change mixtures. Remember one thing, that physical changes always made a mixture. Now let's take an example of the compound and chemical change. Remember this, I've told you that if I cut it down in the center, so this will become the north. this will become the south. There is a property of the magnet. Apart from that, take an example of a ash. Have you seen this ash? This is basically a wood that is composed or bursted. Now here you can see that there is some kind of heat being produced, a fire being produced, and this is a wood that is completely bursted. Now what is this basically? Can this be used as wood again for making houses or for making furniture? So basically no. Why? Because I have directly heated it. I have changed its property. I have changed its characteristics. So basically now this wood can only be used to make coal or maybe something else, not for the building of the furniture or the houses. This is how chemical change and compositions work. So basically the basic example of the mixture can be that just simply mix two metals with non-metals and you'll get the result of the physical change. But chemical change have many examples, whether you just dissolve the salt into water. Now here I'm changing the properties of the water. It cannot be reversible or irreversible. This is how called compound. Now what that will become? That will become a compound, the water of salt. That will become a compound that is completely composed. And this is also a compound because we have completely dissolved it and we have completely combusted. So now it is an example of the compound or the chemical change. Chemical change. And this was all about today's lecture. So, see you in the next lecture. Thank you for watching.